Yo, what's cracking, my Zigified fam? Back with a new video finally, and today I'm going to show you how to make melodic piano beats for kenji. For the sake of a video, I already made it because it's way easier to explain that way, but here is the loop that I'm going to use, and I'll show you how I made the loop. Okay, so I used addictive keys for the piano, and I'll put the preset on screen. I think I modified it a little bit, and here is the piano MIDI that I made. But to explain it better, I'm just gonna isolate the chords for now. So here are the chords. Now let me get into the sauce, the meat and potatoes. So first of all, our piano is F sharp minor. That's the key, I think. 181 BPM. That is also essential. High BPM, very high. So obviously F sharp is our root note, and you repeat the root note 3 times. At least that's what I did. So I did it down here at F sharp 2, and then here's F sharp 3, and F sharp 4 is offset, as you can see. I'm sure you're not blind if you're able to watch this video. And then down here I include the third of the chords. So the first is A2 is the third, and up here this C sharp is actually the fifth. If you can see, I move it down here, it's the fifth of the chord, and this E I think would be the seventh on top. I'm not like a music theory expert, bro, I'm not gonna lie, but I think that'd be the seventh. And the real sauce comes in when we come over here. We move the root note down to D, and we also move the third down to what it would be, and we move this down to D, and the rest of this up here we leave the same, and that really is what gives it that like feeling that it has. But then obviously I added some notes on top. You basically need to add stuff to fill in the gaps between the chords, because obviously the chords last for 4 bars, so there's a lot of stuff to fill in, but don't go too crazy. As you can see, there's like a melody, basic melody I made, and this melody also has a lot of tension, because you can see with these notes they have a lot of tension between them, and I use these notes a lot. These notes here are what like carries the energy, if you understand that. And I also added like this just descending thing on top. So now that we got a good piano melody, as you can see, I also kind of like humanized it. That just means like I kind of randomized the velocity, and you could do that by doing Alt R. You do this velocity knob and click bipolar if you want. Sometimes I don't, I just make it go down, and as you can see, that randomizes everything, and you would hit accept if you liked it, but I already did that, so I'm not gonna do that. I also like tweaked the position of some notes, like this is strummed, like these don't hit perfectly at the same time. That is also essential to make them sound more realistic. Okay, so after that I just copied the MIDI and put it into an Omnisphere pad right here, Belzo pad. And then since I kept it simple, this is the final element of the melody. It's kind of like a flute type thing. Not actually sure, it's called Lyle's Feather. Interesting name. And yeah, it's pretty simple, and as you can see, I'm still messing with those notes that I said like we're creating the tension, so this just like amplifies it, you know what I mean? And yeah, there's only 3 layers because I want to keep it simple. And I think I also put isotope vinyl on this, but it's not there anymore because I rendered it out, obviously. And I did that just to add like a detune. I'm pretty sure you could hear it. Okay, so now we have our loop done. We can bring it into our project. Obviously you could skip those steps and just make the melody in the same project that you're doing the drums, but I like sending loops to people, so I'd rather export as a loop first and then make a beat around it. So I increased the pitch by 2 semitones. I like the vibe better, so I'm gonna start with the clap. I'm pretty sure you probably all know this by now if you've been making beats, but the clap hits in between every bar. And now against the hi-hat. Simple but bouncy. Right here I did like a stutter with the 1/6 step paintbrush, and I changed the velocity, And to complement that hi-hat roll I added this open hat. So it'll like build up into that hi-hat roll. And then just to create some bounce, I added a snare. Finally, just to complement everything, and another open hat. Now we could move on to the 808. Obviously, follow your root notes, because if you don't, you're dumb. It sounds like trash. Okay, I was originally gonna like try to use the same 808, like the Yeet type 808 that they used in the new kenji song. I just didn't like how it sat with this melody, so I switched it out to like a more conventional one. And let me put you on some sauce. The key is to not overdo it. As you can see in this whole 2-bar period, there's only one 808 hitting on the downbeat. Just keep it like, I guess, is sparse the right word, dude? I don't even know if that's a real word. But I kept it simple until like here, where like it hits more frequently. Like that's something you could do. You can make it hit more frequently at the end of like an 8-bar pattern. But overall, keep it simple, because that's one of the fastest way to ruin your beats if you just add so many 808s to sound like trash. And I made this 16 bars because I added this variation over here. And then obviously on top of the 808 is a kick. I literally just copy and pasted the 808 pattern onto the kick. And that is literally it for the drums. That's what the drums sound like together. So yeah, just the moral of this story, basically only add something if you know it has a purpose. Like, I did not add any junk. Everything just contributes to the bounce. Just don't add stuff for the sake of adding stuff. And I'm sure a lot of you already know this, but on the loop, I added an EQ because there's obviously a lot of low end with piano stuff. So I took some of it out to let the 808 hit more. And as you can see, I automate that, so it's only off during the intro, because during the intro the piano stands by itself, so I don't want any of the low end taken out. So let's get into some arrangement. I think I might have already said that, but as you already probably know, there's 2 parts of our loop. There's a basic part, and there's the part with the flute. So we start out with just the piano, then we drop into hi-hats and a sub bass. I also like bring in the clap 2 times before the beat drops. I don't know why, it's just sauce. I also got this riser. Okay, so after like I guess this would be like the chorus, we could drop into a verse, and here I halftime the melody. I'm sure most of you know what halftiming is. It's probably one of the most famous effects possible. It's like the most famous effects ever, honestly. But I did it in Shaper Box, and you could just do it by drawing a thing like this. And it's just a way to like add more variation to your melody without having to do anything. And when you're doing the halftime, make sure your EQ is after it, because this will add a lot of low frequencies, obviously, because it's pitching it down. And then we just repeat the same thing 3 times, because why not? Why would you switch it up? That is really all there is to it, honestly. So if you enjoyed, thanks for watching. Subscribe, that's all I gotta say. You know what to do.